Welcome to Redacted, a show about video games and video game-related things. I'm Sean, and this week we have Tim.
Yo, yo, yo.
EJ.
Greetings.
Chris.
Hello.
And Nader.
Hola.
Tim's going to do the releases for March
17th,
2015.
2015.
Go.
All right. So we have Battlefield Hardline for PS4, PS3, Xbone 360, and PC. Final Fantasy Type 0 HD for the PS4 and Xbone.
Woot.
Resident Evil Revelations 2 for PS4, PS3, Xbone, and 360. Bladestorm Nightmare for PS4, PS3, and Xbone. Resident Evil Revelations 2 Episode 4. I don't understand that one, but sure. PS4, PS3, Xbone, 360, and PC. Cabela's African Adventures for PS4 and Xbone.
Wait, that actually placed on a list?
What, Cabela's African Adventures?
Yeah,
Yes.
like,
Yes, it
seriously?
does.
You clearly
Don't know.
don't know how far-reaching the influence of Cabela's hunting games are.
I don't want to.
They sell unsettlingly well.
Who doesn't want to shoot?
But the type of
Endangered
people they
animals.
sell to?
PETA. Oh, wait, no, they do.
We also have Tales from the Borderlands Episode 2 Atlas Mugged for PS4, PS3, Xbox
That sounds like the best title
360,
ever.
and PC.
I need that. I need that one.
The Awakened Fate Ultimatum for PS3. Onto Wii U. Pentapuzzle and Mario Party 10.
Wait, can we announce these, or is Nintendo going to try and take money from us?
We're fine.
No, we're trying.
There's
I
no
don't know.
gameplay.
I don't know. Mario Party 10 though.
I thought Mario Party 10 already came out.
It says
No, this
no.
this week.
It'll be
This
fun.
weird.
They're fun games.
They're
No,
very,
The Mario
they're
Party
very
games
fun
are
games.
fun.
They're extremely fun.
We have Navy Commander on 3DS, Fossil Fighters Frontier for 3DS, and we have Soldner X2 Final Prototype for Vita. And on to PC. Here we go. Enemy,
strap in.
Oceanhorn Monsters of Uncharted Seas, Star Crawlers, Warlocks, SEAL Team 12, Aware, Burnstar, and Out of the Park Baseball 16.
And that's
That's what we got on PC.
Really? That's it for
It's
PC?
like nothing.
Yeah, that's like
pretty.
nothing.
That's pretty
That
short
is-
for a PC release.
And there weren't really any like crazy
Yeah, there weren't.
crazy titles.
They're on a bye
Turn
week.
your microphone
Yeah.
on.
There weren't any real. You know those magnets you buy for your refrigerator to make like poems and stuff that people use, and you just end up doing like crazy stuff.
Yeah.
I imagine some of the titles for the PC games are them just taking a handful of those and throwing them in a fridge. And seeing what
Just
sticks.
rearranging. Yeah.
Yeah.
That or
I
a
think you're getting-
dartboard.
Well, probably because
Lottery
they don't
machine.
have they don't have Scrabble tiles anymore.
What do you mean they don't Scrabble tiles
Well,
anymore?
now they're getting high tech and using the refrigerator magnets.
Ah,
Who the hell plays Scrabble anymore?
I don't
It's
know.
words with friends.
I've been known to
People
dabble.
who play games.
My Nana.
His Nana.
Is your Nana a video
What is
game
your-
developer?
What problem
Yes.
do you have with his Nana?
Every
Seriously.
problem.
How dare you?
Is your
Oh, I dare.
Well, way to go, PC for having a slow week, a slow,
You win.
boring week. You win.
You win.
Congratulations.
As PC Master Race usually does. They are wieners.
They are
Oh,
wieners.
yes, they are.
So, gaming news. What do we got?
Well, let's see. There is Dying Light is getting a new hard mode, free content, and they're kind of teasing some of the stuff that's going to be coming out.
It actually
Available-
increased the graphics in it too.
Did they?
Yeah.
I missed that bit.
In the hard mode, well, they didn't really announce that, but people were saying that it upped like the anti-aliasing when they installed the patch, and they showed pictures before and after, and it looks
Okay.
noticeably better.
All right, cool. They're doing a DLC called the Survivor Bundle that looks like that came out last week, about $5. DLC coming out for Borderlands pre-sequel. It's the next one. It's the Claptrastic Voyage, which we talked about. I think it was last week.
Maybe.
Yeah, there's a little more information came out about that. It's going to be $10, and it takes place It looks like it takes place entirely in Claptrap's head.
Okay.
Oh dear God.
Is that involved? Is that going to be in the bundle? for the next gen?
I don't know. I know they said that everything would be up till what was released in March, so this might be included. I know the Baroness was going to be included, and I think the Holodrome, but I don't know for sure whether this was going to be included in the Handsome Collection or not, because I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah, I'm getting that day one.
Are you getting the tiny claptrap?
No, because I didn't have the $400 for it, and I think they had it limited
wanted-
to like 5,000.
They wanted $4,000, $400 for.
It was a remote control claptrap with some ungodly amount of sayings, and it would follow you around. It was really cool.
was actually-
Oh,
really
okay,
cool.
okay. I thought
And-
it was like a little
No,
statuette
no,
or something.
no,
No, it's a little like foot and a half, 2 foot tall.
It's a little RC claptrap.
Okay, all right.
And
That
built-in artificial intelligence.
If you got it, I would have had to owe you $400 because it would not have survived around me.
That's another reason I didn't waste $400. So here's some more news. PlayStation mugs and more are now online at the online at the Sony store.
Oh, so can you download
Stoney's?
it?
at the Stony
I downloaded
store.
a mug?
Sony store.
Yes, you can
I think
download
they're-
a mug.
actually, I think they're
You wouldn't
stoneware
download
mugs.
a car.
So that might be right. The Stony store, they're stoneware mugs.
Stony.
Yeah, so let's not bring that up ever again. There was a leak last week, and I don't think we got a chance to go over it, but
we mentioned it briefly.
we did mention it. Sony confirmed that the next PS4 system update will add things like suspend, resume for the applications, button mapping, and like a couple of other features.
There's
So what do they mean by suspend resume for the anime? For the
Basically,
application?
what
it's
they
a
mean.
feature they promised at the E3 where they announced the PS4, and they just hadn't been able to.
What'll
bring it out
happen?
yet.
Like, you know how if you're playing, say, Destiny, and you go to when you go to close out the system, it'll tell you need to shut down the game. Now
You can
don't shut down the game,
you can
When-
pause the game,
and it'll
put
resume.
the PS4 to sleep.
It'll
and
be
then
the
when you
equivalent
Put it in
of
the
taking
rest-
your 3DS
Oh,
and
okay.
closing it and opening it. Basically, is what.
Yeah, it's like
Especially
I guess like putting your computer, like your laptop, closing the lid, and just
I was not aware that I didn't know that if you put the PS4 to sleep that you have to exit the game. I didn't know that. I don't put my
I think
PS4
it'll
to
either
sleep a
tell
lot.
you,
So.
it'll either tell you to go to turn off the game, or it'll force close.
well,
it for you.
they finally did fix the rest mode bug.
Yep.
Yeah, they did finally fix
Yeah.
that because that was problematic.
Yeah,
What was the rest mode bug?
brick your system.
Well, semi.
What?
Yeah,
With
yeah.
semi brick, like you'd have to kind of like hold the power button for like 10
You'd have to
seconds.
do like
and
a
bunch
reset.
of
Yeah,
weird
you'd
shit.
have to do a reset and then rebuild the
Yeah.
rebuild the hard drive saves and all. And normally it wouldn't be a big deal, but it was just a pain in the ass.
Yeah, it took a little while.
So a little bit more information. Looks like it includes an option to upgrade the PS and sub account to a master account directly from the console. Search for PS friends via
you
linked
found it.
via linked Facebook account. The ability to share video clips in daily motion and remote play and share play at 60
Can't
frames
you
per second.
also boost or promote a secondary account to a master account?
That's what I just
Alright,
said that.
Literally just said.
I
I'm
literally
reading
just said that.
through this and kind of
Not listening to the conversation that
No,
you're supposed
I'm
to
looking
be
for
part of.
other things to read. It's fine.
But I know that
Newsy things to bring
I'm not
up.
sure exactly when that's supposed to come out. Yeah, there's no
Yeah, they I think they're having it's in beta, so until they
makes sense.
fix all the issues, make sure it's good, then they're going to announce a release date.
Probably like a month or two.
More
If I had to
news.
guess.
Titanfall sequels in development will be multi-platform. Respawn CEO confirms.
Yeah, well, I thought they
And-
confirmed that.
Yeah,
Way
I can't imagine
I have-
Microsoft's
I
very
have
happy
one-
about that.
Well, no,
Well,
Microsoft's exclusivity deal was just for the first.
it was
just
just
for the
was
first
for the
one,
one.
okay.
And you know that they
Here's
wouldn't
my
wanna
first.
keep it
Here's my
there.
question on that though. Why?
What do you mean? Why?
Because PS4 is way outside.
No,
of
no, no,
Xbox
no.
One.
Why do a sequel? The
because
fir-
they might actually have a full game this time.
well,
Yeah, it's
I was gonna say
half of
the first game wasn't a full game,
was
and
fun.
like before
It
you
just
get
was no
before
story.
anyone gets into the well, you play these certain maps in a certain order.
I think-
That's not a
no,
story.
that's not a game. I think Respawn wanted to get something out for the current gen when it launched, so they had the multiplayer up, which is all they worked on, and they launched it as a full game.
So you had the same argument with Destiny.
I did.
Is you just?
I think they just wanted to get
you just
something
wanted to
out.
get it out.
You're just rehashing the
with-
argument.
well, it's the same argument. It's a valid argument for both. But Respawn specifically, it's not that the publisher forced them to get it out. Respawn wanted to like put their flag down and let everyone know that there's still a thing after the whole drama with Infinity
with
War and Call of
Activision
Duty.
and all
Yeah.
that, yeah.
And I guess they wanted to make it like remind everyone that they still like as a group of people existed and they could still turn out good multiplayer.
I feel like they
here-
could have just released it like that. They just shouldn't have charged $60.
Yeah, no, that was my big argument. It's a cool game and it's a fun game if you like multiplayer
Should have been
stuff.
$40.
Yeah, no,
should have been $40.
Yeah, exactly. It should have been. It should have been a $40 release.
$40.
I mean, and you know, if they say, oh,
Would have shipped a lot more units.
we couldn't have done it because we didn't want to. We didn't want it to be. We wanted to have a disc-based game. Well, no, you make it download and you make it $40.
Yeah.
Well,
Sorry,
here's
you
the-
don't get to
here's
do a
the thing- well, here's
disc-based
the
game
thing.
with half a game.
It has to install anyway,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
It has to install anyway. And here's the thing: the only reason to go for a disc-based game is if there's an offline component. That game is exclusively online. What's the point?
Yeah, that's why I expect Titanfall 2 is probably actually going to have a single-player campaign.
I would really like to see that.
The
I
amount
hope
of time
so.
that they've had, it damn well
I
better
would
have a
hope
single-player
so.
campaign.
Don't get me wrong. The world, and I've said this before, the world and the universe that they built, it has so much potential.
Oh, yeah.
And I just feel like they took all this potential for story and just a general cohesive universe and went, oh, giant robots, and crumpled everything else and threw it away.
Yeah.
Just multiplayer giant robots. I'm done.
Yeah.
It seemed like a waste to me. So
No, it was.
I really kind of hope that they're gonna be
6
doing,
on 6. Woohoo!
Yeah.
That was
Because we have to make room.
enthusiasm.
We have to make room for the AI bots.
I will say, no, here's the thing. I will say, not being someone who plays competitively online, on an online-only game where I'm legitimately going to be going up against people who are better at that particular format than I am, the bot kills were enough to keep me interested for more than 5 minutes because I was killing something. It may not have been other player characters, but I was killing something, and that kept me coming back. Because anything else that competitive, I would have gotten killed 18 times in 5 minutes, and I would have walked away. So I don't have any gripes with that because I actually enjoyed that concept.
I have gripes with that because I can get like 42 bot kills and then get like 3 player kills.
So the way-
because I don't like
You
I don't
can't
see
find the
I
players.
can't find
Yeah.
a player for a good
The way to
5 minutes.
The way to combat that is to add different multiplayer modes. So you can choose whether you're going up against only players
That
or
would have been
bots
nice.
and players. That's the one improvement I would like to see. Because while I don't have that complaint, you as a little more hardcore player will have
They'll
that
probably
complaint.
also have larger numbered maps, so you can go beyond
yeah.
6v6.
Well, yeah, that's true. Or one can hope.
Higher
anyway.
player count maps.
Yeah.
As long as they don't go mag
Like, that was-
levels. Do you guys, anyone remember mag?
Oh my God.
256 on
remember
256 or
Mag. Yeah.
whatever.
I was talked into buying that.
I'm sorry.
I read the article. I was like, oh, this seems cool. And it was just terrible.
Apparently, it was just.
Every aspect.
I have heard that. I was
Did anyone
really
else play
excited
it?
for that
Did
game
anyone else play
too.
it? Did anyone try
I
it?
wanted to really
I remember.
badly.
I remember following when that game was coming out, and it looked. The concept looked really cool, and everything. And then it came out, and it just tanked.
The graphics weren't that good.
So
The level design was
bad.
terrible. It was one of those things where it's like,
It
it's
ha-
like if they took Planet Side and decided to make it so that things were just really cheap, so that you walk out of a building and there's a guy 100 miles away just sniping everyone that walks out. So it's like you don't know what you're doing. Bam, you're dead. You're dead. And it's like every once in a while, if you played it for like 20 hours, you might get like 15 minutes of enjoyment.
I don't.
Maybe.
I don't.
I remember
Maybe.
that was one of those games where I heard so much about it before
Yeah.
it came out. It was
Well,
hyped
that-
and hyped and hyped,
and
and
that
then
was
the
the big
second the
thing.
day it came out, nothing.
Yep.
That was the
That
big
was
thing.
like the
It was good marketing.
Dust,
Dust.
Yes.
Yeah.
the Eve shooter.
Yep.
It's like 416 or something like that.
Yeah. It was,
514.
514. Yeah. Yeah. Well, because that was a PlayStation exclusive, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. Because they had in like the PlayStation Home, they had
Yeah.
like the Dust like.
For as long as that lasted after
Yeah.
that game announcement, it was.
And that was when someone mentioned Eve, I thought they were talking about Dust because it was an Eve Online
Spin-off.
Spin-off.
It was a very good concept.
How can you make a spreadsheet shooter?
Yeah. It was a very good concept.
Ask a gunsmith.
You get a shredder,
Yeah.
and then you add it, and you just load it into the capsules.
I wish-
and then you fire those.
I wish more game companies would do things like that, where you have the space-based things like Eve,
Yeah.
where like the giant corporations are fighting each other, and then but it's all strictly ship-based, and then you would have the boots on the ground like firefights that decided
the grunts.
The grunts, yeah.
Yeah.
Everything from like the planet size view, which was a very good concept because it crossed over.
Okay.
Like what happened in Dust would translate to the results of certain actions in Eve.
Okay.
And the back and forth in that was a very good idea.
Okay.
It, however, just didn't
My
garner
thing with
the
Eve, and
attention it should have.
I haven't checked really anything into Eve, hardly at all, beyond reading some of the stuff about it. I don't understand how people lose actual thousands of dollars.
Oh, it's crazy.
It's, no, we
don't-
we only have an hour for this podcast.
No, yeah, we don't have the
we don't
time.
have the time to talk about that because I know, like one of my roommates has played it, and it's really interesting, but complicated, so endlessly complicated.
Did we, when you were naming all the games that are coming out, Final Fantasy Type O, HD?
Type 0.
Type 0 HD. Did anyone play the original or like the PSP version or anything like that?
I did not.
I did not.
It looks kind of
okay.
good, right?
It looks like Crisis Core.
Well, the biggest thing about it is if you pre-order it, you get a Final Fantasy 15.
That's the only
download.
reason
That's
I'm
the
getting
only
it.
reason, yeah.
Did you? Oh man.
I pre-ordered it. That's the only reason I pre-ordered it, because I want the 15 demo.
For
I wanna play
a
it.
demo, a
I
$60
wanna play it
demo.
so much.
Yeah, I'm paying $60 for a demo.
Well, you could just pre-order it, right? Do you actually need to buy it? Can
I'm
just
pretty.
pay
You probably have
$5?
to buy it
Because like there were plenty of games that I put $5 down just to get the
just
stuff
to get the
for other
pre-order.
games.
Yeah.
I put $5 down on Call of Duty Advanced Warfare just to get the skin for Destiny.
Did you get the?
Oh yeah, so did I. Yeah.
Did you get a receipt for your pre-order?
Yeah, but there was no code
There was
on
no
it.
code on it.
Nope.
So
Well, they should give the code the day of.
Yeah, it'll.
They'll give the code the day of when you pick up the game.
What you do is
Then
you print
return
up.
it.
Yeah, just print.
If it's
Literally
not
print
in
up
the
the
game
receipt.
case, return that.
Print up the receipt. Make sure that the pre-order code on, and then turn around just like I have an unsealed copy of Type 0. Like to return, just in front of everyone. Just like I just wanted this.
That's it. Because I really don't care about Type 0. I
What?
could
It's
care less.
not. It's a Final Fantasy game, yes. What? But what's the gameplay?
It looks the
It
same.
It
like
looks
an
like
action
Crisis
game.
Core. It looks like Crisis
I
Core.
never played Crisis Core. How was that?
It was really good. It was actually really good. It was actually a lot better than I thought it was going to be.
Is it turn-based or is it?
No, it's
Real
live
time.
action, real time.
Apparently, at the end of HD, there's a trailer that indicates that they're going to make a Type 1.
Wee.
Yeah, exactly.
Listen, I don't care. Final Fantasy 15 is the make it or break it moment for me. If I don't like 15, I am never
think that's-
buying
That's
another Final
it for
Fantasy
everyone.
I
because
think
Final
most-
Fantasy-
like-
yeah.
most of Square Enix's fans, that's where it is. It's like it's either 15 is going to be amazing or I'm done with Square Enix.
or we're done with you because
You're done with the company until
Well-
Kingdom Hearts 3 comes out.
Yeah, actually, 100%.
Touche.
Yeah,
Touche.
you're done. You might
But
be.
you know
done
what? That
with
could be 6 years
You
from
might
now.
be
so.
done. You might be done with Final Fantasy.
I was gonna say you're done with it until they release another one that becomes super critically acclaimed and everyone says it's amazing and then
Yeah.
you buy it
No,
and love it.
no, because you know what? People said that about 10, and I hate 10. People
I
said
like
that
10.
about 13, and I hated 13.
Which one was 13?
Lightning. The first one, Lightning.
See, my problem with I think we already talked about this, but my problem is you could literally just tap X through the whole game.
If,
Yeah.
if we
That's all
talked
you did.
about it, it was
I
on the
got
other show.
so bored, huh?
If we talked about it, it was on the other show.
But yeah, so I mean,
That's what I mean. If
Why?
you talked about it, it was on the other show.
because you've never been on this show.
That's not true.
Yeah, he
This
has.
is the third
Yeah, he has.
time I've
Oh, yeah,
been
that's
on
right.
it.
On Redacted?
Oh.
Yes. How dare you? I am going to get up and leave.
You were kind of on the one show because you were not technically on mic, but you were still sitting at the table and talking.
Oh yeah, well that didn't count. I was on two others. I'm pretty sure.
Were you?
At least one.
I don't remember how many episodes I've been on.
So yeah, by the way,
I
so
count mine.
Square Enix, if you're listening, 15 better be great.
It better
They're
be
not
everything
listening.
you promised us versus
Oh,
13
they have
would
they
be.
have robots that listen
Yeah, oh,
to
yeah.
everything on the internet. They know.
I want to see the Chuckaboo rip a guy's throat out.
So
the
they
what?
got-
That's what I want to see.
Hold on. The what?
The Chuckaboo.
Why are you wrong with
chocobo?
everything you say? It's
Chocobo.
Chocobo.
Chuckaboo.
You're so bad.
Why?
So
terrible.
Uncharted 4 got pushed back to spring 2016.
Who didn't expect that?
No one. Everyone knew that was coming, I think. But there's a lot of debate for the reasoning behind it, whether or not they think it needs more polish, or whether or not they are going to be releasing 1 through 3 in a best of version. For
They
the
really
PS4.
need to moisten up those textures.
Yeah.
Well, I will say though, I'm all for a dev pushing the game back to make sure it's
Yeah,
good.
no, if it makes sure, if it makes sure it's good, it's
Nintendo
running
is one
right.
of those companies that
Yeah.
has always done that,
Yeah.
and their games come out polished and good every time.
People always complain, just like,
The
oh, why
first
you have to
party.
push it back? Is like because then you get games like
Yes,
Assassin's
first-
Creed
yes.
Unity and the multiplayer on Master Chief Collection, or Far Cry 4 on last gen,
Or Destiny.
or Destiny. It's
Should
It's
it
this-
include both DLCs?
it's exactly.
Yes,
Make
it should've.
Make an actual game.
Yeah,
It's the same thing over and over again. But whenever a developer does something right, like push it back because they need more time, like they're doing with Uncharted, like they did with Arkham Knight, like
Arkham Knight's gonna be amazing.
they've been doing with the Final Fantasy franchise for the last 30 years.
Like Blizzard has done since its inception.
Yeah.
And I mean, like,
Then you get a game that launches that is worthy of.
and there are
all of the
definitely those
acclaim
instances.
that it
there are
inevitably
definitely
gets.
those instances where games get pushed back,
Like The Witcher 3 got pushed
and they
back,
get
too.
pushed back for stupid reasons, and they come out and they're still just dumb. And there's also an extent to how long you can push a game back
Yeah.
and
Before
still have a
people
valid
don't
reason.
care
for
Like
it.
Watch Dogs.
Duke Nukem Forever, anyone?
What?
No, that just went between like 19.
DNF.
I mean,
There's a reason why Duke Nukem Forever's acronym is DNF.
They pushed it back because
It didn't
they knew it was
exist for the
terrible,
longest time.
and then they were like, "Well, we'll release it anyway."
Watch Dogs is the perfect example of a
Wait,
game that,
that
got
was-
pushed back too
Duke
much.
Nukem Forever was Silicon Knights.
but I don't even know why.
so.
I don't even know why that game was pushed back so much. Because after playing the finished product,
It was a GTA.
it was a
4
GTA
clone.
clone.
Yeah.
It was a
It,
GTA
did,
4
not promise me
clone.
any
I
of the
think-
things that they showed.
Given Ubi's track record, I think they're going to do with Watch Dogs was with what they did with the first few Assassin's Creed games. They're going to release the first game that's going to be serviceable, but all right, and then the second game is going to be everything you wanted the first one to be. Because that was exactly what happened with Assassin's Creed 1 and 2.
I enjoyed one.
When your company makes a
Yes, but-
pretty much a business model based off of that,
Yeah.
die.
Because of that, I'm really worried about the Tom Clancy games coming
The
out.
Division?
Rainbow Six
Yeah.
and The Division.
The Division looks amazing.
It looks
However,
fantastic, but it's Ubisoft.
Yeah,
I enjoyed Assassin's Creed 1. I thought it was good.
Yes, but you go from Assassin's Creed 1 to 2. Assassin's Creed 1, after you play 2, plays like a beta test.
That's true. Yeah. It's not. They really. There wasn't a whole lot of variety.
there
in
was
the first
nothing
one.
else out like that, though. I mean,
At the time, no.
Assassin's Creed, that was like, it was still a good game, and it got good ratings because it was good. And then 2 just improved on it.
Yeah. 2 actually included a story that wasn't, hey, go here, listen to him. It actually had, like,
Do 3 side quests. Now go
plot-based. Yeah.
kill somebody.
Yeah, it had plot-based, it had an actual, like, linear story, which was
And then-
great.
And then the story.
And then they just
went,
kept going
oh
on
my
with Ezio.
God,
I didn't mind it. I liked
I-
Revelations and Brotherhood.
I never played. I played Brotherhood. Brotherhood was great. I never
Brotherhood
played
was the first one.
Revelations.
Revelations was all right.
Black Sails was great.
Black Sail. I've heard it was.
I could not get into 3
3.
to save my life.
I liked the stuff with Connor.
Is that the Native American one?
Yes.
Yeah.
I liked the stuff with Connor.
It's a Native American who is supposed to be Spanish, who's named after an Englishman.
This is Highlander.
Let's not split hairs here.
When the first time I heard that, I was like,
Wait,
What?
what? Wait, what? No, he wasn't. Connor was.
Connor, the Native American who's supposed to try and pass off as a Spaniard.
What, were they trying to pass him off?
They
as a
were trying to
Spaniard?
pass him off as a Spaniard.
about that.
And then gave him an English name.
Yeah, and whenever you like would go into town and you would interact with anybody, you tried to pass off as a Spaniard.
That's stupid.
Which
I didn't even remember that, but I
I-
think, yeah.
it's
it's
a
stupid.
hackneyed premise. It's really bad.
But the ending in the modern day stuff with Desmond in Assassin's Creed 3 is the most anticlimactic thing that I've ever seen.
Well, because they took away the game that everybody wanted. They took away the
Yeah.
possibility for that game.
That and there was no choice.
Yeah. Oh,
You
that's
just
right.
There was absolutely
Yeah.
no choice, and the decision he made was stupid.
yeah.
Made no sense. They just did it to end the series, so they thought.
And
now the animus is just like, oh, you're making a video game for a company that's probably Aspergo.
that's probably an Abstergo.
yeah, that is an
branch.
Abstergo branch, and then that's the premise for that was the premise for Black Flag and Unity. I think.
I swear to God, whoever that programmer is one of Desmond's relatives. Like there's a connection there.
maybe
They share a family tree. I guarantee it.
because apparently you can
Give
just,
it another game or two. I
But
guarantee
apparently,
it.
like
Do
just
you
even
now?
with the blood sample, you can jump into someone else's memories now.
Oh, really? Just with a blood
I
sample?
think that's what that was. I didn't play anything after 3.
I would not be surprised because like I watched most of Black Flag be played, and I just from the little bits I've seen outside of the Animus, because the Assassins I never saw the end. None of them ever beat it, but throughout
YouTube
the
it.
game,
Yeah, right.
you get messages where like they're coming for you, like
Yeah.
they're coming to get you out and stuff like that. Like the assassins are coming to break you out.
And I don't know what it was in Unity. And the next one that's coming out looks the one in London. The London side, it looks good, but so did Unity. So I have no idea.
Well, I kind of
What
feel
time
like
period?
Victorian.
Do the half-rendered faces look good?
Well, they
Yeah.
they started a lot in Unity. It was broken, and they half fixed most of the things. So I feel like if they start from there,
Yeah.
they should be able to have a pretty good
like
game
what I'm
because they're
like,
starting half
and it,
done.
and it rolls back to the same argument. It's the beginning of the generation. I think they just wanted to get a lot of the developers wanted to push things out just to get it out there, and they're all working off half-finished engines or half-finished concepts or half-finished development in general. And then you just got a first line of product that came out with the 4 and the lunchbox that was terrible
The co-op multiplayer was fun in Unity.
when it worked.
Well, I played post-patch,
Oh,
so it mostly worked. Nothing was like game breaking. It was just like you're trying to save somebody
Yeah.
and he just dies anyway. And you're like, whatever. It was his time.
yeah. But jumping back to real quick to Uncharted 4, the quote that it was Bruce Straley and Neil Druckmann, who were the directors of it, said, "It's become clear to us that this game is much more ambitious than we originally envisioned. So we've made the difficult choice of pushing the game's release date. Giving us a few extra months will make certain that Uncharted 4: A Thief's End will not only meet the team's high standards, but the high standards of gamers have come to expect from a Naughty Dog title," which is good.
Yep. That's what developers need to do.
I would
That's what
prefer
developers always
that.
need to do.
That's
Yeah.
the thing. I honestly would prefer that.
every time.
I will always
100%.
prefer pushback than I would to Unity happening
To-
again.
Yep.
Yeah, Unity.
Well,
Destiny.
Battlefield 4. There were a lot
Yeah.
of games that have been
Well,
bad.
the problem
Yeah,
is
no, there have been.
the problem is when you love a franchise and you love the games in that franchise for whatever in individual reasons. When you're really excited about a game to come out and have something like Unity happen where it's just so breaking that it messes with your immersion with the game and it messes it messes with you just being able to play the game.
They should sit in my boat. And I was waiting 11 years for StarCraft 2 and Marvel vs. Capcom 3. So
We got both of those things.
And what did
we
you
got
think
both of them, and only one of them was really good.
Which one?
The other one was
StarCraft 2.
Yeah, the other one was Capcom'd.
Wings of Liberty
Yeah, it
was
was.
fantastic, and then
It was.
then Marvel vs. Capcom was Capcom.
It was so bad.
It was okay.
It was mediocre.
Well,
it wasn't.
It wasn't two.
It wasn't
No,
what
it wasn't
everybody wanted out of Marvel.
Yeah.
Cap
I
versus
really just
Capcom
wanted.
3.
I wanted 2-2. I
Yeah,
wanted
exactly.
new characters and I wanted better graphics and I didn't want anything to change and they
Yeah.
changed
Yep.
everything.
And they changed. Yeah, and they
changed
everything.
They dumbed it down for all level. They made it like that 4-button kind of crappy interface.
Which I never understand. That's happened to my memory's failing me, so I can't think of a bunch of examples. But that happens to a lot of games where the first one will come out, or like the second one will come out, and it starts to build a reputation of being a game for really techie players or really advanced players. And then later iterations will come out and they'll just start dumbing it all down. And I don't understand
Star Wars
why
Galaxies.
they make those decisions.
They patched it in stupid mode.
Like I
Yeah.
get that you want to make your game accessible, but for certain games, when you have a fan base and they're clamoring, the whole reason they are your fan base is because of this niche. Why piss on the rest of your fan base just to appease people who have never played your games
Because
before?
the people who've never played your games before exist in bigger numbers than the people who have played your games.
And they still have money.
They see it as a business decision. It's
a bad decision,
It's
but-
turn your backs on the people who've been playing your games, and most of them, let's be serious, will still play the game. They'll just bitch more. And
Taylor
you
Swift
get-
going pop.
Or they'll go.
You're not wrong.
Or they'll
She's
take
better
my
pop
route.
anyway.
They'll take my route and just kind of not play them anymore. They'll go and boycott.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
because
I'd
we
be
got
100%.
Street Fighter 2 Turboed. We got Alpha'd. We got Super Street Fighter
Plus 2 Turbo
Ultra,
Alpha.
Alpha EX plus
Deluxe edition.
See,
Turbo.
The
Yeah.
worst thing
But the boycotters are always in the minority because people will still play the games.
what I hate.
Here's the other thing about the boycotting
Capcom.
though is
Capcom's terrible.
here's the thing with the boycotting though, that will generate more marketing and hype for that game.
There's
so
no
now
bad
people,
press.
pretty much.
Yeah.
Well, my big thing with Capcom and what I really hate that they do with these fighters, with Street Fighter 4 and what they did, is they release like a new version that has all this new stuff, but there's no way to just upgrade your old version. You have to buy a brand new one.
That's
It's-
terrible.
It's a total
only did
money
that-
grab.
They only did that one with Street Fighter 4. I
Marvel
think that was
vs.
only
Capcom.
it was
NBC3.
No, it wasn't MVC3. It was Street
No,
Fighter.
they
It was
did that with
also
MVC3.
MVC3. Ultimate MVC3 was a brand new game.
Yeah,
you
it
could
was.
upgrade
No,
to.
they did that, but they didn't. They only released like one free version of that. Was the arcade edition was free if you already bought the Super Street Fighter 4.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
But they redesigned the entirety of MVC3 and made Ultimate MVC3.
No, they didn't redesign it. They
They
just
did. No, they did. They made made like a new game.
Is it better? I didn't play it.
They changed some of like
I thought they changed like a couple.
they changed some of the
little
overlay.
things.
They changed the overlay. They changed they changed like the combo system. They changed the entire game
they
basically.
added like 4 fighters and they
Well, I'm
gave
sorry,
and
if
they
you messed
added
up the game the first time and then you fix it.
and then they tried.
You
Then they had
patch
to
get paid
Then,
again.
then they got
That's your
they had
fault.
the gall to charge another
Yeah.
$40 for
Yeah.
the game, and then everybody went no.
Yeah,
Everybody,
thing-
everybody who stuck with it because we were MVC2 fans and bought MVC3 and were disappointed by MVC3. And when they went, you're going to pay us another $40 to have the game that you should have had in the first place. And then that player base went, no.
you say tough cookies.
Well, yeah, and that's ridiculous.
It's
The thing that
absolutely ridiculous.
the thing that you can regarner the fans that you lost when you make those, like you were saying, when you make those decisions, those business decisions, stick with them.
Yeah.
Because if you're going to piss off the people that have been supporting you for this long, you cannot then go turn around and ask them for another $40.
The thing that pisses me off the most about MVC3 is when I played online with my friends and we played just pretty much just against each other. We were all sitting in that lobby just watching cards and health bars because there was no goddamn theater mode.
Oh, really?
There was no theater mode in vanilla MVC3.
That's insane.
They added it to Ultimate Edition and never patched it in prior.
That's
Because
stupid.
It's a new game. MVC3 was a new game.
Well, it's like this is the thing. Like Namco and Tekken games never have these issues.
Yeah.
they have so much content in. You can always watch stuff. The
Yeah.
multiplayer is
The roster
always
for-
fun.
The roster for
roster's
6
huge.
was 40 characters.
Yeah.
7's going to be amazing.
I can't wait for 7.
And have you heard of the Pokemon game that's coming out made by Namco?
I saw that.
It's a Pokemon fighter made by the Tekken makers.
Get
It
outta
looks
here.
like
No,
Tekken
I saw
Pokemon.
gameplay for it. It looks awesome.
It looks
That sounds
awesome.
amazing.
It looks really
it's
good.
Namco making a fighter.
Yeah.
How can it be bad?
They are my favorite fighting games. I always play them and I love them.
I can't wait until Namco actually gets its hands on and starts making Tekken X Street Fighter.
Oh yes,
Because
I've been
Are they
doing it?
stoked for that.
They've
as
talked
far as
about it.
I
I thought it canceled.
don't know. I thought
They
were
said
still,
it was still going. I don't know. I
They
hope
were-
it is because that would be awesome.
They wanted to get Tekken Tag 2 out before they started working on Tekken X Street Fighter.
Because Street Fighter X Tekken was really fun.
The problem was they never got captured the feel of the Tekken characters. They tried to, but there's only so much you can do with Street Fighter combos with the
And that's
Tekken
another
character.
Tekken is a very techy precision fighter, for
It's a
lack of a better
precision
word.
fighter, but it's very forgiving.
As
You
of
can always
Janu-
Eddie Gordo it.
As of January 21st, 2015, 40 staff members from Bandai Namco are still working on the game.
It's very Tekken is very. It's not like
You're saying
Virtua
in a
Fighter.
sad tone. I thought you were going to.
It's a combo fighter, but it's a very forgiving combo fighter. Where the
Yeah.
learning curve isn't as steep as with Virtua Fighter or Mortal Kombat, where you just have no idea what the
Well, it's
what
nice.
That's
you're
true.
doing.
It's easy to be okay at the game. It's hard to master it.
Yeah.
which is the right way to do it.
Easy to learn, hard to master.
Yep, that's the actual phrase instead of the way I said it.
I spent a lot of time playing Tekken 5.
Yeah,
And I spent a lot of time in the arcade with my card in the machine playing
Same.
Tekken 5.
I just recently threw out my Tekken 5 card.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I lost mine somewhere along the way.
I recently found it in my wallet. It was like, Tekken 5 card. Well, I wouldn't even know where to find a Tekken 5 machine anymore. So
Make sure I didn't lose it. I had it surgically implanted, so if I ever need it, it's there.
Arnold's. I think there's one. There might be one at Arnold's.
no, there's
Let's
not.
go.
I was,
One at
I was
Dave
there
& Buster's.
recently.
Turn off the podcast right now. Let's go.
No, there's not one there. There's not one there.
Come.
They don't even have a DDR machine. That arcade's awful.
I haven't played DDR in forever. I remember
They
one
used
time,
to have one, but then I guess it just went away.
There was the one arcade at the mall in Exton that was
Tilt.
so yeah,
Yeah.
we used to go there.
You know he worked there,
I
right?
worked there.
Well, what was great is we used to go there at lunch during academic team things, and it was like half the reason I was there because I could miss a day of school.
I'm waiting for Tim to go, oh, you were those a-holes.
Well, I was one of the
Wait
ones that
for
I
it.
could skip school. I remember buying Grand Theft Auto San Andreas like the day it came out,
So do I.
and like
So
no one
2000
else could because they were
So
all in school.
2004.
Something like that.
2004.
My friend was playing DDR, and I threw a ketchup packet on one of the things, and he stomped on it, and it went everywhere. He was upset.
I think that was before my time.
He might have been, but he was really mad at me.
I was
He
waiting for Tim to
he
just be like,
slipped and
"You!"
fell. It was too
Bring
funny.
me his
Not only that,
head.
but you're dirty in the machine, you dick.
Oh, I cleaned it.
I put a lot of work into keeping that machine up to par.
That is to this day the best DDR machine I've ever played. And second on
Because I was working on it like for 2 hours every day.
second there was one I found in Ocean City, Maryland that was also very well maintained. But it's all about the
might have
pads.
been to
You
that
got
one,
you
too.
got to keep those pads clean.
And they never.
They never do.
They never do. They never let me. They never let me keep a stock of sensors and of spare sensors.
And sensors would especially on that machine would blow out all the time.
If you're having people constantly use them all
Yeah.
day for like 12 hours, you have to have spare sensors because they're gonna wear out.
Yeah.
For home, I had Step Mania with like the good ignition pads and like every song ever made and all these custom ones.
I have a nice pad at home. I got a $200 pad at
My
home.
buddy has two of the metal
Brag
ones.
about it.
Yeah.
my
I got a metal one.
My boss
Cobalt
actually
ones?
just offered to sell me his metal pad, his metal like red octane pad.
How much? What
Like,
system?
Probably like $50, probably
That's
PS2.
actually really
If
good.
I had to imagine. If I had to say a system, probably PS2.
Keep me posted. I might need that for another business venture.
Okay. I'll talk to him.
You gotta try and play what was it? Space Engineers on a DDR pad.
No.
On an Oculus with a Rift.
No,
With a Rift.
He's going to play Elite
We-
Dangerous with a DDR pad and Oculus.
Oh, Jesus.
Do you remember that our one friend who tried to play? I think it was Street Fighter with a DDR pad.
Did he win?
Oh, who the fuck? Oh, it was Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
that guy.
yes.
He won?
No,
No.
no. He did poorly. Like,
No.
oh my god.
I tried to win a dance competition with one of those, and it just didn't translate. Me standing in one spot didn't work. It's like Napoleon Dynamite. Nope.
Nothing.
We don't have crickets.
Yeah, we don't have crickets
I'll
on
give
this
you the
show.
Oh,
coin.
we can add him in after. I've been trying to get off this thing and talk about what I've been reading for.
All right, what
I've
are you
got-
reading?
I've
What
got
do you
one.
want to
I've
talk
got
Well,
one.
about?
I find
one
this
too.
extremely interesting. I had no idea this
If
existed.
this is softcore erotica, just stop.
It's the wrong show.
This isn't the
or
format
it's really
for it.
the right show. But apparently, root randomizers are people that give like the original Zelda or Super Metroid, like random level generation. So
Okay.
you can play the original Zelda and it's completely new every time.
Okay.
And apparently you can do it with a ton of different games like Pokemon, where you get a different starter Pokemon every time and catch different stuff. Like this guy says he what was it? He started with a Larian, caught Togepi, and a Slowking to start. Like
That's kind of cool.
That's really cool.
it's really like it just
All of
changes
the words
way
that
the
just came out of your mouth just then.
no, Joe, cool. Me and Nate are understood all
Yeah,
of
no,
it.
we're with it.
yeah, like to me.
I only understood like half of that.
Yeah.
Well, it would just be all like playing the original Zelda, and it's absolutely nothing like where the original dungeons
That
are.
would actually be really kind of
Yeah.
cool.
It would be a blast. I think that'd be awesome, and I'm gonna start playing old games again.
You know, speaking of Pokemon, I recently found out there's a thing where you can pay a company to
Oh God.
basically unlock a cartridge of like the newer Pokemon games, like going back to as far as like Red, although I don't know why you would want to.
Hey, a company and do it yourself.
But like they basically unlock the cart, give you all the Pokemon, level them all up to max.
Then what
and
the
everything.
fuck is the
And then-
point?
that's what I was
Yeah.
wondering.
Yeah,
I was
I
like,
was
what is the point
I
of
was just
buying the
wondering
game
why,
then?
Why would you even
But you know what it is?
play the game?
It's for tournaments
Yeah.
Yeah, but why can't you
For
just
tournament
why
play.
can't you just do like a Game Genie then?
because it's 2015 and Game
yeah, they
Genie's
stopped
not
making
a
those
thing.
18 years ago.
Yeah, but you can use an emulator and
That
hack
is-
it, and then just drop the save onto the cartridge.
You
It's
can.
really not that hard.
That is my forever wish list item for E3 every year. A new Game Genie.
New Game Genie.
just plug the USB stick into the console.
We're back.
It's confirmed. Half-Life 3. I saw that in February.
Y'all ready for this?
Dun-dun-dun.
I'm waiting. You know what? The funny thing is, we use that joke. So on both shows,
One of
so
these days
often,
it's gonna be
they are
right.
going.
I know.
they're
And
going-
nobody's going to believe us.
Yeah,
One of these days.
no one's gonna
The show
yeah.
the
Gabe is going to call us himself and just give us the exclusive. We're going to announce it. No one's going to
I'm
believe
pretty
us.
sure, like Redacted doesn't have its own tagline except for Half-Life 3 confirmed.
Everything confirmed. That's the motto of the show.
Speaking of Gabe, and I know you guys probably heard the news like way back when that the one Oculus Rift developer got killed by a hit and run,
Yes,
and then the Microsoft HoloLens guy got killed by a hit and run.
yes.
So people are like, and then they announced the Steam
the Vive.
VR,
Yeah.
and everyone's like, we're pretty sure that Gabe Ends is putting hits out on these people just so that their visor is going to be the right one. It's like
Man, Morpheus has got the better stats.
the views of Chris are not the views of
Yeah, it does.
Redacted. I do not want a car to come
Have you
through
not
my
seen
front
them?
door. Gabe, if you're
and then
listening,
run out and then roll out the back.
Gabe, if you're listening, don't hit me with a car.
No.
Send me a Vive though.
So yeah, send him 5.
I'll review it.
Send us
stars.
everything.
Did you just say 5 stars?
Vive stars.
I hate you.
Five-man stars.
So in February, the new 3DS beat out the PS4 and Xbox One at hardware sales.
Because it's a fraction of the cost.
Yeah, and it's a handheld.
And it's a built-in
It's
Nintendo.
not- it's something that
it's
shouldn't
Nintendo,
surprise
so
anyone.
It's a built-in fan base.
Also,
it worth
Majora's
it?
Mask.
I own a PS4 and I
the
want
new
a
one
new
worth it?
3DS. Like,
So do I.
I don't know.
I want it for Majora's Mask.
Oh,
well, you don't need
I
it for
just
Majora's
want it.
Mask.
I
Let's-
just like
let's ask-
having a DS.
Let's ask someone who likes DSs.
You can play Majora's Mask on the old one.
Can you? I thought it was.
You absolutely can.
No, because I thought because of the C stick.
You don't need the C-Stick.
Oh.
My little brother has it.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You have the little extension thing to add the other.
He doesn't have an extension thing. He's just played it with that. You don't need it. You don't need the C-Stick.
Huh.
Why would you You didn't
go
need the
buy
C-Stick
Majora's
for
Mask.
Ocarina of Time. Why would you need it for Majora's Mask?
I don't know.
Well, there you go.
I don't know.
My
I thought
other
it was-
buddy
I thought
has
it was
it
a new
too.
3DS thing only.
Listen, EJ just got on the hype train of the new 3DS.
I don't know.
Now-
Is it?
I do want a new 3DS. But
Is it worth it? Like I know that also there are going to be some games that are better graphics
yeah,
that only that can play.
The 3D tracking on the new 3DS is also is a lot better. I've played it on both.
I don't care about the 3D on the 3DS. When I had a 3DS, I never used the 3D.
Do both of your eyes work?
Yeah, both my eyes work.
3D makes my
Well-
brain hurt.
Yeah, me too.
It gives
I don't
me a
like
headache.
It. Yeah, it gives me
It
a
doesn't
headache.
matter. It doesn't matter
don't like
like
it.
how good the
I
3D
don't
is.
like
It gives
change.
me a headache.
I find it harder to keep track of things, and I find it to be a gimmick. I would rather it just be nice graphics.
I just like it. Literally gives me. I have a headache. 15 minutes into it, and I can no longer play it.
Life should be in 2D.
So what other
Got it.
gaming news we got?
Not
Well,
a whole lot. It was
well,
kind of a slow.
Yeah, it seems like it was a bit of a slow week.
There is some Destiny news.
There's another really cool thing. Speaking of Destiny,
The,
you go first.
How long do we have?
What are we at?
Not enough time.
Yeah,
not enough time. Destiny's next update might bring a bigger vault, raid fixes, and strike changes.
You know, I saw that and I
Yeah.
didn't want to bring it up only because I
That's-
didn't want these two to launch off on another tirade.
Well, they've been promising this.
saying that
They've been-
forever.
they've been
finally
promising
fixed the
this
heavy
since-
ammo. Finally.
Finally.
They promised this like right after 1.1.1, and because it's in their development cycle. This is part of what they wanted to accomplish.
and they said that this new patch 1.1.2 is still weeks away.
yeah,
Some
Probably more like months.
some of the
it's
some of the
gonna
things-
hit right. It's probably gonna hit right before House of Wolves.
Yeah.
No, that would make sense
Yeah.
because House of Wolves is what
Sometimes in the next
April or May.
April, May.
Yeah, I mean, but if they keep to the regular
I think it's
the
pre-June.
schedule that they've put out,
Yeah.
you know, as far like the stuff they've put out previously, some of the stuff they're trying to address, and this is all still subject to change. And Destiny's Bungie is very specific about saying that this is all still very subject to change. A bigger vault to store weapons, armor, and other stuff.
Yeah, they've been thinking about that
Since launch.
Well, since launch, but like they've seriously considered that since Dark Below opened up.
And I don't understand why they haven't. I mean, how hard could that be to code?
Not
a
really.
bigger vault. Like,
it's
how
just,
hard is that?
I think it just got pushed back because of how many other how many more other game breaking bugs have popped up.
You never know because when they described how they needed to fix the heavy ammo bug, the guy made it seem like they needed to completely recode how gun reloads and ammo works, which makes sense if they coded it poorly in the first place, which it sounds like they did. So you never know.
But no, but I see. I can understand where he's coming from with that because he's right. It is a lot of data to. There's a lot of variables to account for. Opening up new slots in a vault is not a lot of variables. There's not a whole lot to account for
unless somehow they set it up where.
Well, there is,
which would be terrible.
No, there is, because you have to look at additional server space because you're still adding data, however small that data is going to be.
True.
There's going to be how the system accesses that data. You have the shared space across your characters. This is not as simple as changing one value. Okay.
Yeah.
And if they're going to do it right, which let's face it, it's Bungie, they're going to at the very least attempt to do it right
and then fix it after.
Well, things happen. I'll give them that much. I mean, anytime you change one code, you run the risk of breaking another code. So they're going to try and test that as extensively as they can. So it's not just a matter of increasing to 64. There's a whole lot of other variables behind the scenes.
And they still haven't even fixed the heavy weapons bug.
You were saying it's better, but it's not as good as
it doesn't happen on death anymore. Losing heavy weapons ammo no longer happens on death. It happens when you go from orbit to spawn into a mission. You'll lose whatever value extra heavy ammo the piece of armor gives you. Which not a big problem because just pick up more. Who cares? But it was the on death one which was just
because the on death one could cause raid wipes.
Yeah,
true.
And then raid wipes would remove more heavy ammo, and it was just a perpetuating.
Yeah, it was a very vicious cycle.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go back to what they were talking about. So we just recounted the they're going to try and give you
vault space,
a bigger vault space. They're also tracking raid bosses, Atheon and Crota's quote unquote worst bugs. And
they had a lot of bugs.
And in an effort to improve the raids, they're also looking at tweaking strikes and ammo distribution. In the game's competitive multiplayer modes, as well as providing new audio and visual options for players in 1.1.2.
Audio and visual options?
Well, I mean they've changed some of the the radial audio as far as being able for people to be able to hear people they're not necessarily partied with. There's that sort of thing. There's always been the option to do headphone or speakers or blended as far as the audio. So they're not real specific about what those audio or video options are right now, but looking at what they've done in the past,
could be something like that.
It could be something along those lines.
The one thing that we're not
customization
talking about right now is the boss fixes.
Well, I was actually just gonna. That always worries me because when they have said that they're fixing bosses in the past, it usually means that they're going to look at the strategies that players are using to beat them and make those strategies not work anymore.
No, it's not that with this. It's from the way that they've been talking and the way that they've been writing it is that they're going to go back in and fix the bugs.
Yeah, that's exactly the way it was referenced here. Yeah.
Okay. And it was usually if it were really cheap and kind of unexpected,
knocking Atheon off. Yeah, that was a bug. Which that shouldn't.
I never even did, but I was like,
or knocking the Templar back.
It's exploit. It's exploits.
Yeah.
So it doesn't seem like they're talking about that.
Yeah, they're not. It doesn't they didn't say they were going to go in and fix the exploits. They were going to go in and fix the bugs.
Okay, so somebody dies during Atheon, and Atheon tries to teleport a corpse instead of targeting a new player,
or
that's
having the Minotaur randomly regenerate, go from dead to regenerate 3/4 of its health.
Yep.
Teleporting a dead player. Or having 3 people left alive and teleporting all 3 inside.
Or moving on to another topic because we can't do another 30-minute cast in this episode.
One last Destiny thing that I think is awesome. Some Redditor came up with this really fun idea for a Vault of Glass drinking game, which kind of makes the raid a lot more fun if you haven't done it for a while.
That might be an entirely different hard mode, but let's hear it.
You drink if someone rides their Sparrow straight into the hole after the entrance.
I've done that before.
Someone asks you to wait for them before opening a chest. Someone blocks the tiny entrance to that one chest. If you die from the impact of not timing your second jump correctly.
Okay.
Here's someone on the microphone telling someone that they can't come to dinner because they're raiding. Someone yells, "I need a cleanse."
Okay.
Someone says, "We should kill a Gorgon," which I have said a million times.
We've done it.
Oh, we did.
Yeah.
It's a pain, but
Oh, you have to be coordinated.
yeah,
you really
and
do.
you have to fire everything at that thing.
What else do they have?
Someone gets trapped in a portal.
Okay.
You wipe unintentionally on anything but the Gorgon maze. Seriously, we don't want people to die of alcohol poisoning here. And then, let's see, 3 drinks if someone starts the Templar fight before everyone else gets there. You hear someone say, "Mom, I can't pause an online game." A hunter pops golden gun instead of arc blade during the jumping puzzle. Someone gets stuck on the edge with a death loop.
Oh.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
bad.
that one little
Yeah.
spot. Oh God.
You hear the Titan narrate himself punching things, which you kind of have to. And someone shoots
Wait.
the gatekeeper before you enter the room.
Wait, the Titan narrates punching things?
Yeah. Have you, fucking Matt does it all the time. He'll like narrate
Punchy,
himself.
punchy, punch,
Yeah,
punch,
he'll
punch,
narrate
punching
himself
things. I'm
punching
punching
things
things.
with his Titan.
Watch me punch this thing.
Because he's like, I'm a Titan. Oh, you can't touch me. Oh, punch, punch.
I would think
punch.
that it was Warlocks because the Warlocks melee is so much better than the Titan melee.
Hunter's calling a headshot. That would be an option.
I feel like the thing that could possibly lead to hospital visits is I need a cleanse.
Well, but
God.
also you finish your drink if somebody finds the same weapon twice in a raid.
Oh
We can't bring Lucci.
no.
Atheon gives you shards.
Oh.
In this case, you just drink to fall asleep. And lastly, if you have to do it again for one of your friends' alt character, this way the raid will be even harder.
Oh god.
So
Can we make a
I
special-
think that's fun.
If we do this, can I have a special rule about getting another Galahorn?
Do you drink if someone
I would drink to pass out after that.
Do you
point.
drink if someone mispronounces Galahorn?
Gajalahorn.
Or they
You're-
say disseminate instead of disassemble?
I mean, I feel like they should drink until they're sterile. So
Every once in a while, I'll go,
Already done.
like,
nice.
Good
as
Galahorn.
far as
Nice.
calling things out, like when I go into PvP every so often, I'll go into onto kill streaks. It's just like F this guy, F that guy, F you, because people just start walking into my
Yeah.
line of fire.
Of course, you got to yell at people.
Anyway,
F this guy, F that guy, F all of those guys over there.
F everybody.
so Lucky, the Oculus founder, was at a panel at South by Southwest.
Did he get
Oh,
hit?
right.
Did he have a hit and run on him?
Is he dead now?
Gabe
boy.
Newell was seen
Gay man.
driving away from the scene. Now he there was it was like a Reddit and there was a subreddit forum with questions to him for this panel. Now he said previously that he basically, and I'm paraphrasing here, he expected the consumer version of the Rift to be available by the end of 2015. And
Is that changing?
Yes.
yes,
Unlikely that it's going to be.
it's sounding like he doesn't. Well, he doesn't really want to commit one way or the other necessarily. In response to that question, the exact quote was, I do still believe that." Lucky said, responding to his thoughts on the quality of the headset. I still stand by that. I'm pretty confident, but that could change. I'd love for it to change because that means there's something even better out there, but I think that's unlikely right now. And then he goes on to say he did mention the comment about the 2015 release date. Before we made a lot of changes to our roadmap, we've expanded a lot of the ambition we had around the product and what we wanted to do. So it could come out. Basically, it's coming out. It could come out sooner. It could come out later, and he's just not really talking about it.
Let's keep it vague.
I'm sorry.
Well,
I
no,
didn't.
here's the
I didn't know they partnered with Facebook.
that was a while
They
ago.
got bought.
they
Wow,
got
I did not know that.
They got
They got
bought
bought,
by
and that partnership
pissed
allowed
off a
them-
lot of people.
That partnership,
the-
Notch for one.
Yeah.
Well, because they were building, they were going to do a Minecraft for the Rift, and when Facebook bought out the Rift, Notch walked.
Well, everyone was pissed because all the Kickstarter people
Yeah.
gave in to do certain stuff, and then Facebook buys them. Like, well, whatever. We'll just take all these billions of dollars and say, screw you, people.
But the Facebook partnership allowed them to hire 300 people specifically to work on the Rift to try and get it out sooner than it was. But they've made a lot of hardware changes recently. So And then you've got things like the Morpheus, the HoloLens.
I'm
and
more excited for the HoloLens.
I'm super
very
excited about the
for
Vive.
HoloLens.
The HoloLens looks really good for augmentation throughout the normal day.
That's going to be better for like
for
PC.
life.
For gaming related stuff. I'm really excited about the Vive, and the Vive has
Is that the
HTC hardware,
The one that's with Valve?
The
right?
Valve one.
Actually, I've heard that hardware is much better. It's much further along than the others.
Yeah, that's
No, I
what
think
that's
the
what
Morpheus
it's sounding
is
like.
pretty close behind it.
No. I'm telling you, Morpheus is good, but it's like this one has a higher resolution and a higher frame rate.
No, it doesn't.
It does.
Morpheus does 120.
Yeah, and what does Vive have?
90.
It's-
90 frames per second,
Well, it has higher resolution,
which is higher
at
than
least.
the Oculus. The current dev kit is 75 frames per second for the Oculus.
Because resolution
'Cause the new display
I don't
f-
know what's more important, resolution or refresh rate.
I say resolution.
Yeah,
it's-
Vive,
Refresh rate
Vive
doesn't-
has two notes.
It gets
in
to a
it.
point on refresh rate that it doesn't. It stops mattering.
Yeah, apparently, if it's low enough, it can.
Here's the thing
give you
with
motion
here's the
sickness.
thing with the
Give me
Vive
30.
though.
I don't need anything higher than 30 frames a second.
Here's the thing with the
Apparently
Vive
do.
though. Okay, the Vive is already pre-partnered with a software company, so
Yeah.
there's going to be a lot of stuff that by default it's got a built-in audience with Steam on the PC.
Yep.
It's got games that if they aren't straight out built to handle, knowing Steam will have them modified to handle, and you already have the same storefront that you're already going to in a lot of cases for games.
And let's be serious. If this is going to be at E3, which the probably will be,
More than likely.
it will. And I'm no joke. I think there's a decent chance that there will be a Half-Life 3 announcement to coincide with the Vive.
Half-Life 3 announced.
I'm serious. I'm not even joking.
No,
Like,
you're right. It's that would
Shut up.
be that would be the time to do it.
it would be.
Guarantee a million people have said the same thing about other times and other times that would be
This,
the right
but
time to do
yeah,
it.
well, Valve hasn't put out any real hardware.
Oh, I know.
They've had the Steam boxes, but they haven't had any success with those.
Well, it's basically if we keep saying
They've
that
also
we
still
figured
been
out
kind of
Half-Life 3 is coming,
experimental.
we're going
They've
to be
also-
right once, unless they never release it.
yeah,
Steam
so
boxes are just PCs with
Yeah.
Steam OS on.
yeah,
it.
Yeah, that's-
Valve hasn't even made
Correct.
their Steam box yet. It's
No,
all
no,
been third party
all,
stuff.
all of their hardware is listed to be available 2015, November 2015,
Yeah.
including the Vive. And that's I think I haven't heard a release date for the
if
Morpheus
Yes.
or the HoloLens or the Rift. So right now, as far as a hard date, or at least
the Vive is probably going to beat everything.
the
else.
Vive is going to beat everything else.
Yeah,
I th-
HoloLens has a different purpose, though. So I feel
No,
like
no, it does. No,
yeah.
it does. You're right. That is more augmented reality, and as a tool, then the Vive.
HoloLens
I
is
would
more
get
end
them
user.
both. I would
Exactly.
get them both.
Oh no, I absolutely would.
And-
but
and
my
I think-
gaming is good. My
I know.
gaming would be the
I know.
Vive,
I think
and the HoloLens would be everything else.
Right.
Yeah.
I think HoloLens is coming out when they release Windows 10. Around
or
then.
soon after.
What do you think? HoloLens is going to be like a Google Glass type?
Well,
It's
they just-
absolutely-
they
Did you
shut
watch the
down
video?
Google Glass.
Oh, did they?
Oh yeah.
Google
Yeah,
Glass got
because of all the
discontinued
hate.
about-
Where the hell have
no,
you
it
been?
was just terrible. It made no sense to like as a thing.
I actually had no idea that.
They shut it down
Yeah.
a couple months ago.
Really?
I think.
I think it was a little longer. Actually.
Was it?
It was. I
There-
think it was
there
like
were-
6
no,
No, it
months
couldn't have
ago.
been that long
I'm
ago.
not
'Cause I actually looked into getting one.
You would.
Here's the funny thing
Up
about the
until I
Google,
found out it was like $2,000.
Here's the funny thing about Google Glass. There is legitimately people who went to rehab to get off of Google Glass.
Are you serious?
There's at least one documented case of someone who had to go to rehab to stop. I'm not even kidding.
To
There's,
stop
there's a
using
documented
Google
case of a
Glass?
guy from.
This city
The
of
Netherlands.
This city of San Francisco wept that day.
There's a guy from the Netherlands who was addicted to metal.
Was there?
I saw that.
It's an amazing story. Like that guy's gotta be have
Wait,
metal to the core.
no, the best part about
Addicted
that
to
story.
metal in the Netherlands?
No, the best thing about
I
that
claim
story.
BS.
The best thing about that story.
What, you don't know about like Swedish and death metal and
Yeah,
all
Swedish
that?
death metal.
This is
crazy.
not the place for this.
It was sarcastic. The
This
best
is
thing
not the
about
place-
that story is that guy got disability for his addiction
That was
to
the
metal.
best part.
Wow.
Yeah, apparently
So wait, so
Google
this
Glass
guy-
is canceled
I thought that was just the
19th.
national standard.
So this guy that had to
I don't remember any of the details. I remember reading it a couple of months ago.
was he addicted to Google Glass porn? Because that was the thing.
No, it was just he used it so often throughout his day that it actually became there was something happened where he couldn't have it and he broke down.
That's crazy.
So and then he actually had to readjust to not having it. He actually was
Was it anything like
Wow.
with the DDR after playing for about 6 hours and like you close your eyes, you can still see the
You
arrows?
still see arrows.
After playing for 6 hours, I'd be surprised if you could still move your leg.
Gotta
Finish
drop
that.
that bomb.
This has been a thing that's been going places that we don't normally go.
All over the place.
All right, Star Trek.
Until next week, I've been Sean.
I'm Lynch.
Me, Jay.
Chris.
I'm Nader.
Thanks for listening and keep gaming.